Next item we have additions to the substitute list.
I move we approve the addition.
Second.
Got a motion by Richard, second. Bobby. Second by Bobby, that we approve the substitute list as presented. Any discussion? All those in favor? Motion carried. Acquisition work.
No, I would say it's the money.
I kicked it on because it was getting hot here. We kicked it on just a minute. Do we have just turn it up? Could we have Mr. Cooper, Mr. Parker, and Ms. Harrelson join us?
Next item we have is we're going to review the goals for 2012-2013 school year. That's on page 7.
Just grab your chair. It's an easy chair. And I was hoping Miss Monk and Miss Gilchrist would stay. I realized they had their children, so they eased themselves out the door. And the reason I want these gentlemen and this lady is because they were part of the team that we sat down and came up with these goals. These goals are based on some of the ideas we had talked about as a board. Ultimately, you as the board set goals. But these goals are basically being, I guess, framed by the people out there who are going to be working towards these goals, by your teachers, because we took this, we started with the site-based team, or excuse me, we started with the administrative team, and then we worked back to the district-wide site-based team. And if the board approves this tonight, then we'll shuffle this down to both the campus site-based teams, and the campus site-based team is basically the members who were in the district site-based team, except for they add a couple more people to it. But is there any specific goal that you see in there, or any questions you have about those goals or objectives that you would like to see changed, modified, or questions about how we think we're going to achieve those goals or objectives?
Yeah, obviously, man, it's what I've been pushing on the technical part of it.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what, how are y'all even looking at expanding that by any means?
When we look at what we do now, you know, we offer ag mech classes, and then we have to look at, you know, what financial boundaries are there, because if you get into many certifications, it takes a lot of money to start a program like that. You know, the good news is we've got two really strong ag teachers, and they do a pretty good job of teaching ag mechanics, both of them, and teaching ag in general. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th district to be in, and you've got two of the strongest ag teachers I've been around, and I'm gonna count myself as one of those. And I thought I was pretty good, but these two guys do a heck of a job. It's tough. You have to make a decision, because they have to, you know, if you teach somebody to weld, that's a 9-month program with nothing but safety and welding. And they get most of their kids for 46 minutes a day. Some of them they get for 2 periods. So we're limited in how deep we can go. Now, if you'll come out there, I think you'll be impressed at what these kids can do with 45 minutes a day, 177 days. You know, they're putting a trailer together right now. Now, could those 4 guys that are working on it go out there tomorrow and build one on their own? Probably not. But they've got the tools to go, if they want to go to work, to be a helper and know what's going on.
Well, listen to you, you're not talking about expanding to any program. And my question is why? I mean, if you're talking money, it's 1 and 46 minutes. And I guess the question I would have is, how much money and how do you get around 46 minutes? And no, they may both be no, but I mean, that's kind of what I'd like to hear.
You know, it depends on what program they're on, you know, but
I would like to see, I don't know, to me, it would have to come through all the teachers, you know, I mean, it's hard to put, you say these guys are great, and I think they are, but, I love Todd to death, but he couldn't be a rocket scientist, you know. I mean, you gotta get him stuff that he's qualified to do, and then build around what those two guys are qualified to do, so I don't know what their strong points are. And I don't know the answer to that.
Well, I can tell you this, Mr. Solomon, to start this year, we actually expanded and added another course. And what we did was go through the counselor and the students and base that course generated on the students' needs and what they'd like to see. Of course, we did not have enough of to get kids in there. And so we added that extra course this year. And Mr. Christie is currently working on getting some certifications and some of the animal science things that some of the kids were more interested in. Now, I know that's not maybe so much career oriented, but if you're going to the veterinary field,
I
or
agree.
you're going into
I'm not against it. I'm just
livestock
curious
or
of,
those things.
and you know, you brought up welding. I'm not stuck on anything.
oh, yeah.
I don't care what. I'm just stuck on something. And y'all as administrators need to tell us, hey, this is what our kids have the propensity to do. This is the educators that we have that can pull this off. And this is the money we're gonna need to start whatever it is. I don't care if it's welding, I don't care if it's what it is. If it's building a house, if it's something to, you know, we tried one time the machine shop. And we had a real problem.
Building trades. Building trades.
Well, we had bought that machine shop, but that was the goal, to get towards machining, and it turned into a real problem. So that didn't work. Well, that's fine. Let's don't give up, let's find something else that works. That's kind of where I'm at.
And
I don't know if y'all are, but I mean,
the thing is, it's, we've got to find out what are their career goals, and trying to get a 14-year-old to commit.
well, yeah.
And
This goes back to that test we were talking about. Remember that test?
The aptitude test. Well, and I'll tell you this, Mr. Solomon, whenever we sat down and met with the DWIC committee, one of their biggest concerns was our lack of fine arts. It was not our lack of career. Yes, they were very on board with the fact that we need to start looking at a career for a lot of these kids, because we know some of our kids aren't going to college.
Right.
But we want them to be set up in one of those 4 things we had listed on there. But one of the issues was they hate the fact that we don't have an art program anymore. They hate the fact that we don't have a drama program or something in that area. And we're starting to explore some of those avenues as well. But it ultimately goes back to whenever we started to draw back and tighten up because of what we were looking at fiscally from the state, plus our rapid reduction in student numbers, which are leveling off, and we've actually gained a few kids. We're going to start making pushes in those directions. One of the things we've talked about heavily was like an AutoCAD shop, but that's, you know, we've got the Ringo building out there, but that's a lot of money to start up, and then you've got to find a certified mechanic teacher to do it as well. Because there's lots of unfilled mechanic positions out there as well.
I guess, and I'm not speaking, this is Mark speaking. We can dance around the subject all we want. If somebody doesn't come up, and it's gotta be y'all, come up to the board and say, hey, look, here's 3 programs we'd like to start. Board, here's what the cost. What do y'all want? And let us back it. Instead of, well, we need a little bit of this, and it doesn't focus on, you still gotta do those things. You still gotta have English, writing, written, you know, you gotta have all those things. But I mean, really laser focus on something. And it may be something we have, I don't know. I mean, y'all know that a lot of these departments are better than I do.
Well, I think what you're trying to say is there's a lot of kids that graduate from Lovelady High School that don't go to college, and they don't have a lot of skills to get a job. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, and don't give them just general, give them that one. I don't know what that one is, but give them that one.
Because I'm not asking any of them if they've had fine art.
No.
They-
And, you know, but